Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. We've gotten to know the Tridor series, principally of men's day-dates, on this channel in the past. But did you know that there are other Tridors? And what we have today is an extraordinary example of that. This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust 619149BIC, a 26mm salmon dial Tridor President Bracelet Ladies Datejust with gem set bezel. This watch has a serial number of 8.7 million, so approximately 1986, 1985 is where we're sitting with this watch, and it is fundamentally a white gold ladies datejust. So, a quick note about the Tridor. This is not material mechanically fixed together. These are co-molded links made of white gold at center, yellow gold flanking, and rose gold outermost. The case is white gold. The primary links are Tridor, the outer links on the bracelet, and it is a President bracelet, not a Jubilee or an Oyster. The links at center are Tridor, the flanking links are white gold. This is a very, very scarce piece, and it has just come back from a Rolex factory service. So let's talk about the dimensions. The watch is 26 millimeters in diameter, 10.3 millimeters thick. If you measure just the case, it's 32.6 millimeters from lug to lug. And if we measure the solid end links of this President bracelet, it is 35.8 millimeters, and it has a petite 13 millimeter spacing between the lugs. I can't quite throw it on my wrist, so I'm going to model it using a couple of fingers. The watch is designed for a very tiny forearm. I can't pull this off without putting it on some kind of a strap. Could I wear it? Possibly, but this is expressly a ladies' watch, not a mid-size, not a unisex timepiece. And I would recommend it for a wrist of any size under 13 centimeters circumference. Really, the limiting factor is going to be the size of your hand, because I could wear this watch on my wrist, I could not get it over my hand. The timepiece has a wonderfully preserved President bracelet. Of course, the President is a 3-link design, but it has short profiles, so it's a little bit like the Jubilee in that it has a very supple, flexible, short link cross-section, but it's like the Oyster in that it has a 3-link assembly that adds some structural integrity. Given the age of this one, roughly 1986, it has very little play in it. It's in excellent shape. You can see we have the removable links, removable by screws, and we have several links to remove, so you will get a precise fit. The clasp, like the watch, is primarily of white gold, but we do have Tridor center links. And if you look carefully, even the pivoted component of the crown clasp with the coronet, that too is Tridor with the coronet welded on. It snaps shut, closes, and then we have a white gold single fold clasp internally. You can see some of the marks remain deep and distinct inside of the clasp. The watch includes a very conventional Rolex Oyster Case with satin finished lug hoods and polished case flanks. If you look at the break between the lug hoods and the case flank, you can see on all 4 corners incredibly sharp and well defined. This is a case that has really stood the test of time, being sparingly refinished and professionally done when refinished. We have a twin lock crown. You know it's a twin lock crown in gold because of those 2 dots. And it is a screw down crown. The watch, when it was new back in the mid-80s, would have been 100 meters water resistant. And you can see that Rolex got clever with the bezel, not just set with brilliant gems, not just made of yellow gold, but there's a little Rolex badge down at 6 o'clock. Now, vintage watch, full disclosure, you can see the little mark of impact right there. Better to leave it than to try to polish it down. It's better to just leave a mark like that and retain the original factory fabric. We have a dial which is a sunburst salmon metallic. There is a railroad track outboard for reading minutes and seconds. We have applique white gold Roman numerals with the watchmaker's 4, white gold Rolex crown, white gold faceted baton style hands. The watch does include a Cyclops eye magnifier, and you get all the features you would expect in a larger Rolex watch. So we get a hacking second system, we get an instantaneous jumping date, and we get a quick set system for the dates. You can rapidly cycle them. This watch uses Rolex manufacturer caliber 2135, which is only 20 millimeters in diameter. You can see screw down Oyster Case back in white gold on the reverse side. And some folks want to see how much bracelet stretch there is. So before we talk about the movement, I might do my best to demonstrate that. Very little. You can see there's play, but there was play when it was new. This is an outstandingly preserved bracelet, and you can see I'm applying pressure to both and shifting as much as it'll shift. It's not a lot. The integrity is still there, and the President bracelet was way ahead of other bracelets from Rolex in using solid end links as well as solid center links at the time. Caliber 2135 was introduced to give all of the big movement features to ladies' watches. So we get automatic winding, a 42-hour power reserve, stop seconds, a quick set date. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer adjusted in 5 positions. It beats away at 8 beats per second. It is free sprung and 5 position adjusted, and it does have an overcoil hairspring to help the watch keep consistent time in any physical position on the wrist. And it is a 29 jewel movement. It's designed to fit these cases, and these lady-sized chronometer movements from Rolex have an outstanding reputation for durability and precision, which normally isn't the case with small movements, but these oftentimes keep even better time than the larger 30-35 and 31-35 automatics. So reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this delightfully 80s Ladies Datejust Tridor salmon dial in white gold.